This made no sense. These are sex and spirituality are very, very two heavy, hot topics, especially when it comes to dating. This is not something you want your ex to try to introduce to your next. You just should have had them meet and they figure out what what you had going on. Not all this other stuff. To me, it was giving, I want Jessica to do my dirty work. I don't want to ask the ladies about this stuff myself, so I'm going to have my ex, Jessica, announce it. Already they got to be uncomfortable and meet your ex, because that's what they want to do down the Ready to Love, make everybody uncomfortable by meeting exes, because in real life, we ain't meeting exes like that. Ain't nobody going to meet my ex in real life. But okay, Ready to Love, we'll play along. So already they got to meet your ex. Then you going to have your ex talk to them about they sex life with you, and if they're going to read a tarot card, no, they don't want to read no tarot card. Like, you tried it, Maurier. You really tried it. And Jessica, you did too. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brenda Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brenda Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions, y'all, of our favorite shows. It's Friday night. So y'all already know we got to talk about Own's Ready to Love, y'all. This is season 8. Episode 7, titled Meet the Exes. Before we get into it, y'all, I appreciate y'all supporting this channel by clicking that thumbs up button. It just really helps the channel to grow, okay? It's still a growing channel over here. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content, okay? We're going to have some new shows to review coming up very, very soon. Just waiting to get these release dates, but they coming, so look forward to that. Watch out for the new content. Also, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of this episode, and share the video where you like to share your videos, okay? So, let's just get into the episode. So the gentlemen meet up at the Gentleman's Lounge, and Nephew Tommy said he has another curveball. The ladies are going to be meeting your exes because they know, like, stuff about you, and they can tell, it's a way to tell if y'all is truly over them exes, okay? So, the men are sweating, but, they got to do what they got to do. So, the first date we see on our screen, I believe, was it not Herbert, Maurier. Oh my God, I don't know why I was blanking on the name, y'all. Maurier and Jessica and Janelle. And I was like, why is Janelle there? Like, since when did Janelle Maurier hook up? So, according to Janelle, it's a late connection for her, but she really likes Maurier. She thinks he's a good man, Savannah. I said, I guess. So, anywho, Jessica meets Maurier's ex, Jessica. They're like, oh my God, we got the same name, girl. Okay. Janelle also finds out that Jessica is 41. So, Maurier pressed Jessica, and he said, I want to figure out what these ladies, they're really into their Bible, and they believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And so, I'm more into spirituality. I'm not really in an organized religion. I'm into metaphysical, so I want to see if those ladies will vibe with that. Also, he wants to know, can they keep up with his sexual appetite? Okay, Maurier. Side note, Maurier, you just throw anything to go on these dates. Why are you just wearing a black t-shirt and black shorts and some tennis shoes? Like, where were you going? Like, he don't put no effort into what he wears on these dates. And I don't like that. Like, put in the effort. He just be throwing on whatever. Anyway, I guess it looked better than my overalls from 2 weeks ago. Anywho, so Janelle asked Jessica, what was the most difficult thing about dating Maurier? She said it was the age difference because she's 41, or maybe she's 41 at the time. I don't know. And I don't remember how old is Maurier though. Is he like 37? So he's a little younger than her, but he's like, he got in there, they worked it out. Okay. So then she talked about, how are you guys, dealing with sex, getting physical, because, Maurier, he got a sexual appetite. Like, are you gonna be able to keep up? So they was all, Janelle and Jessica was looking crazy. Like, what? And Jessica was like, well, for me, because she was saying those could be some concerns. Jessica was like, I definitely got some concerns, but, that's not a line I want to go through right now. That's basically, she don't want to have that conversation right here and right now. And I don't blame her. Like, I'm not about to talk to you about what I want to do sexually with your ex. Like, girl, are you crazy? So then, this is when it got to the left. It took a left, y'all. So then Jessica, the ex Jessica, said, Maurier is really into the metaphysical spirituality of it all. And, me and him really connected over doing these tarot cards. So would you be okay and open to dealing with the tarot cards? And so then the girls was really looking confused. And Janelle was like, I was really blindsided by this. I was not expecting this. Jessica said me and Maurier talk on the phone all the time, and he ain't never brought up the spirituality. He ain't never brought up the tarot cards. He ain't never talked about he was doing sage, burning incense, and doing all this foolishness. So she was like, what is going on here? So Janelle was like, let me stop you right there. You will not be reading a tarot card for me today, but you can read one for them. So she pulled amethyst or something for Maurier and said he need to follow his heart or something. Whatever it's supposed to mean, y'all. Who knows? Don't read no tarot card for me either, okay? I'm not knocking those who believe in that, and I'm open-minded to maybe learn about it, but I don't dibble and dabble in that either. So anywho, actually, I ain't even gonna want to learn about it. Let me be honest. I don't want to learn about it. Let me not even say that. So then she asked, okay, would that be a deal breaker if you were to date someone, who did this? And so Janelle said that would be a deal breaker for her. She said she don't want to deal with the stuff in the cult-like stuff. She ain't with it. She don't want these pagan-like things around her. She, wants someone who believes in, what Jesus Christ our Lord and Savior said, what thus said the Lord, okay? She said she need to know, where you came from and who sent you. I said, I know that's right, Janelle, okay? Jessica was like, nuh-uh, for me and my house, so we will serve the Lord, okay? I said, I know that's right. Okay, so they were not feeling it. Maurier was like, he did not see this going this way. He saw this going a totally different way. He feels like he done blew 2 connections. And I'm like, Maurier. I got to call out Maurier's name last few episodes every single time. Maurier. How did you think this would go well? This made no sense. These are sex and spirituality are very, very two heavy, hot topics, especially when it comes to dating. This is not something you want your ex to try to introduce to your next. You just should have had them meet and they figure out what what you had going on. Not all this other stuff. To me, it was giving, I want Jessica to do my dirty work. I don't want to ask the ladies about this stuff myself, so I'm going to have my ex, Jessica, announce it. Already they got to be uncomfortable and meet your ex, because that's what they want to do down the Ready to Love, make everybody uncomfortable by meeting exes, because in real life, we ain't meeting exes like that. Ain't nobody going to meet my ex in real life. But okay, Ready to Love, we'll play along. So already they got to meet your ex. Then you going to have your ex talk to them about their sex life with you. And if they're going to read a tarot card, no, they don't want to read no tarot card. Like, you tried it, Maurier. You really tried it. And Jessica, you did too. Nah. So anyway, I'm going to go out of order so we just get Maurier done. So later on, Maurier went on a date with Keyra, right? And he was like, his concern with Keyra is that she's giving a homegirl vibe, and he don't know if that's going to really translate into the relationship of it all, right? So, Keyra came, and Keyra said, first of all, Keyra had on this denim shirt in her confessional that looked like it was supposed to be a pair of pants. And I was like, Keyra, what are you wearing, girl? What are you wearing? But the outfit she came on the date with was cute, though, that tan outfit. So, anywho, she said when she got to the table, she was like, who was this? She was like, that looked like Tequila. She thought it was Tequila. So then in the confessional, she was like, then she looked dead on Tequila, and then she messed up her name and called it Quinton, and she's like, y'all know the girl. She's like, she left the show so long ago and messed up the girl's name, shaded her for getting eliminated. I was screaming at that part though, y'all. That was funny, but that don't look nothing alike to me. Do y'all think Tequila and Maurier's ex Jessica look alike? Let me know in the comments, but I don't see it. But that part was funny because she was like, she left a long time ago. She did. Bye, Tequila. Hey, Tequila. So then, she, Jessica asked her, how do you feel about, Maurier being involved with his, being cool with his ex, like they friends, but that's the ex. They dated for 2 years. She's like, well, she's not really used to that because, a lot of times people be tiptoeing around with their ex and they still be doing it. So he was like, oh, you ain't got to worry about that here. Like, we friends, but no, it ain't like that. He said, basically he missed it. Like, he missed the chance to do that. It sounded like he was saying. And Keyra's like, what? Like, what did you miss? Like, she said first, like, what did you miss? Like, what are you saying? Like, you still want her? Is this your queen? And to me, I think he still wants to be with Jessica. And I'm like, why are you not with Jessica? Because clearly she aligns with the things you're into. I think he kind of did miss his ex Jessica. Did y'all get the vibe that Maurier wanted to be back with Jessica? Because that's the vibe I was getting. And so anyway, she asked about sex before marriage. Of course, Sierra's down for that. She wanted to test drive the car and all that. Sierra said Jessica's ex would have to be in the back seat, not be in the car at all. And I'm with you, Sierra. Maurier said he's still not sure about Sierra, if she gonna have a homegirl vibe or not. Jessica didn't really have no insight on who he should choose. Okay, out of all three ladies. Moving on. So then, I believe we had a date between Quinton was introducing Janelle and Lee to his ex, Briana. Janelle and Lee came. Lee said she just came from the gym. Both ladies complimented each other on how good they looked. Janelle came. Janelle was giving a little frumpy dumpy on the date with Janelle. Not as bad as with Quinton though. But anyway, I'm still trying to figure out this connection between Janelle and Quinton. It's very much giving, I'm just in it for the competition, okay? That's what it's giving, okay? And I'm going to say, I think what's going to happen, I could be wrong, but I think that Quinton is going to string Janelle along and pick Lee in the end, is what I think. I could be wrong, but I think that he's just using Janelle to pad his numbers and stay in the competition because everybody wanted her. And he's also going after her because everybody wanted her. But he gonna pick Lee in the end because every time Nephew Tommy asks him, he keeps saying, or any situation, he still feels a strong connection with Lee. Oh, me and Lee is already together. So like, it don't matter what Lee do, it ain't wrong. So I'm like, what is happening? So, there's another date going on the other side of town while Chris is on the other side of town, with Valerie and Aries. So let's talk about Quinton first and then we'll jump over there. So Quinton, sits down with Briana and Lee, like I said. She asked about, them getting physical because she's like, Quinton said, y'all ain't really got physical yet. And so Janelle's like, well, I don't want to be, kissing somebody and you kissing all these other people in the competition. She's like, Bree said, y'all want to make sure one of y'all eliminated for y'all kiss. And so then they asked, like, what happened between you and Quinton? She said he didn't want to be exclusive. Like, she's like, I'm sorry, I don't have no more, more tea than that, but he just didn't want to be exclusive. He was happy and content being single, and that's how he was. I said, oh, Quinton was just stringing people along. He was a situationship. Okay. So I feel it. So then Quinton was like, yeah, I had to take ownership of that. And he's like, I can get really in my head. And he's like, I did the other day in this competition. I was really in my head. Matter of fact, I ghosted Lee the other day. And I was like, whoa, why are you saying that right here? And so Lee didn't like that as well. She said in a confessional she was really taken aback and didn't like how he said that in front of Janelle, her competition. So after that, she kind of recluse, like she didn't really want to say much. She was upset and she got quiet. And I don't blame her because, like, why would you give Janelle that ammo and that one-up? I didn't like that. I feel like Quinton want the ladies to fight over him and I don't like that. So, the ladies talked about, like, is it weird being in competition with each other? But they said because everything's out in the open, it's not that deep, is what Janelle said. When the ladies left, Briana brought up the fact that Lee did kind of step back, and Quinton doesn't like that because he likes the strong personality of Janelle, and he's like, I didn't like how Lee stepped back, and, if you see somebody next to you that wants your man, like, you need to, pipe up, basically. But I'm like, anybody don't fight over you, Quinton. Like, please stop. I didn't like that. Quinton, you playing a game. I mean, you flying it all, but you playing a game, sir. Okay, y'all. So the next date we see, like I said, was Chris has his ex Valerie meeting up with Aries and Jessica. And I'm gonna try to speed this up, y'all, because I had to get my wing stop at the door. So anywho, so Aries came in. She comes in very welcoming energy, very nice vibe. Trying to get back situated where I was. And so then Jessica came in, and Jessica is like, no nonsense. I want to say she came in loud, the way Chris said, but she did come in like, come on, I'm here to work, let's feel the scene, let's get it popping. I did like her outfit. I like how she had that blue with that pink, that was cute. And the little baby doll dress, I'm not into that style, but it's cute on her. So anywho, Chris said that he noticed the energy in the room shifted when Jessica came in, like, she came in very loud and soft, and she even noticed Valerie's energy changed, and she just came in like kind of hard. She just came in like very no nonsense, like she here to get it done, okay? She trying to get the scene done. She got stuff to do. Let's make it happen. So, you know, they're all sitting there talking and all that, and so they asked, I believe somebody asked Valerie like what happened with her and Chris. She said she didn't want to be a forever girlfriend. Like he wasn't moving the relationship along, basically. And so she said he was so caught up in all his work stuff and everything he had going on that he wasn't really moving the relationship along. And so he said it's his fault that it didn't work out. He takes ownership of that. And he said he even apologized in that moment that, he was caught up in everything he had going on and he didn't, do what he needed to do. And so Aries said in her confessional that she really admired the fact that he apologized and took ownership in that moment, and that was cool. And so Aries said that one thing she really wants in a man is a leader, and she feels that Chris is a leader and she really admires him. And he was like, oh, thank you. Like, wow, I appreciate he like getting the compliments and stuff. And she's like, you deserve it. You deserve it. Jessica said, that's interesting. I was like, Jessica, Jessica's not here for the games today. Okay. So then, Jessica asked, Valerie, like, okay, what is it like dating, Chris? And so she said, you're going to be, it's basically dealing with him and everything. He needs, you got to really be there for him and be like a service to him. And so Jessica, okay, was like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean you're going to show up to all his events? That means you're going to, be a support to him? Does that mean you're going to be a comfort to him? Like, does that mean you're going to be taking care of things for him, filling in the gap for him? Like, what does that mean? And she said, girl, everything you said. She said, you basically will be in service to him. She was like, I was basically in servitude. And so I was like, oh, girl, not servitude. And so then Jessica was like, well, did he, serve you as well? Like, did you feel supported? And so she said, no, she did not feel supported. And Chris agreed, like, no, I did not support her. And so Jessica was like, she got some things to think about. She don't know if she gonna just be able to be serving and supporting her man and she not getting nothing back. I was like, no, this is not gonna work. Chris and Jessica are not gonna work. I feel like we're gonna get a blow up between them later on or something, because it's not gonna work. No. And Chris one of them guys that he just wanna work and you gonna sit at home and support him and that's all you gonna do? That's what it's giving. So they left. Valerie said Aries is very sweet, soft, welcoming. Of course, production is definitely giving the Jessica is not a soft girl storyline. Okay. I feel like she 80% deserves that. Okay. Not fully, but they definitely, I see it, but I feel like they put a lot on it. Okay. So, but she definitely gives that. I ain't taking that from her. She earned it. So, she said, so he's like, okay, what about Jessica? She's like, yeah, Jessica definitely came in loud and strong and wrong, and we ain't feeling it. So Chris said he got some things to think about. He don't know about Jessica. He ain't feeling her no more. So, anywho, then I believe the next date we saw was, let's get to Herbert, y'all. So Herbert, he had Janelle meet his ex Melanie. So Janelle came over and they were wearing like the same colors basically. I feel like Janelle looked the best when she went on this date with Herbert. I think she really wants things to work out with her and Herbert, but I don't see it, girl. Herbert had his hair in that bun and I was like, why, Herbert? He had a charcuterie board out. So Janelle's like, ooh, Melanie, like let's get into it, girl. So they basically talked about how Janelle wants to have kids, but she's not sure she wants to have them biologically because she's getting older. She said she wants to adopt. Herbert's like, we didn't talk about this. Like, he want to have kids biologically, so he don't know. They also talked about how slow Herbert moves, and X is like, yeah, he moves really, really slow in the beginning. And she was like, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work because I want to get engaged at the end of the year. And I was like, Janelle, you will not be getting engaged at the end of the year. It's not happening. Like, what are you talking about? Girl, you think you get engaged at the end of the year? You not. Like, to who? The show won't be Quinton and the Dale show won't be Herbert. But okay, girl, keep wishing. Anyway, Janelle was like, you should already know what you want. Like, Janelle wants Herbert to speed it up. Janelle left, and she's like, Melanie's like, how you gonna deal with that? Because I know you want kids biologically. He's like, I definitely want to shoot up somebody's club. You know, all my soldiers gonna march for somebody. Herbert is just there. He don't want like nobody on this show. He just there. So anywho, she's like, well, how you gonna deal with that? He's like, I don't know, and then Herbert in his confessional said, I know when you get older, things move a lot faster. But he's like, I ain't that old yet. We ain't get engaged in a year. He ain't here for it. Herbert don't like nobody on this show, and he wasting everybody's time. He really is. Also, you know what this show's issue is? And I was watching somebody's panel. It might have been Sabrina Soul's panel about last week's show. But the issue, and I don't know if somebody said it on the show or it clicked when I was listening to what they said, but there's a lack of compatibility on this show. That is what the issue is. I feel like the producers, vet these people, but they should also do a little pre-matching, kind of like a Married at First Sight kind of situation. Not like put anybody together to start the show with, of course not. But they should already have an idea like, okay, this might be a good match for this person, this woman, because she has this, this, and this. That's the same thing that this man wants. So they would be a good match. Like they should pick people to be on the show that would be possible matches, not just random people who would go on the show. And I don't know Ready to Love's process completely. I know what we heard from castmates, but from the cast members, but I don't know. But there's a lack of compatibility. Like a lot of these people on this particular season are not compatible with each other. These ones want to have kids and these ones don't. So that, it's just not working. It's not working. I mean, I'm still enjoying the season, I guess, but it's lacking the love connection for sure. Anywho, so we talked about Herbert and Melanie. So he got to figure out how he's going to deal with that situation with Janelle. Okay. Let's see. I think the last date we got to talk about is Phil's date with the ladies, right? Because let me see. We covered Quinton, Herbert, Maurier, Chris. Yeah, the last one we got to talk about is Phil. I just make sure I didn't miss any of the men, y'all. So Phil, he had his ex meet Aries on one separate date, and then he had his ex meet Keyra and Kat on another separate date at his house. So his ex was Amina. And Amina to me looked like a white lady. Now, she was mixed or if she Latina, let me know in the comments, but she was giving white lady to me. And I was like, oh, Phil's the one that dated white women, not Quinton. So they had it all wrong. So, and Amina was on the thicker side. I have some theories, y'all. I'm going to get into it. So Phil, let's talk about the one with Aries first. So, it wasn't a lot happening there. He told, her that he's on this new love journey. And so Aries came. And so, he said, this is y'all time to talk about things off of each other, act like I'm not even here. He was open to it. So, Phil's disposition cracks me up. I like Phil, y'all. I didn't like him at the beginning, but I like him now. So anyway, he don't seem like he playing games as much as the other ones. I'll say that. So I think she asked him about how's he doing with physical touch because, that's something she didn't get a lot of from him. And she's like, oh, there's no problem there. And Aries said his hand was on her leg under the table when they showed it. So she was thrown off by why she would even ask that. I guess Amina was not really touching it. I mean, Phil wasn't touching up on Amina. Okay, y'all. So she also talked about how, Phil has a son and he wants, someone else who wants kids and all that. And she was like, well, I know that's going to be perfect for you, Aries, because, you have your two boys as well. And Aries was like, yeah, of course, that's going to work out. Aries said, it was a good day for her. She said that Amina said he's a good man and that's like all she needed to know. And she believes that he is a good man. Okay, now let's get over across town to the other day when Phil had Kat and Keyra came over. So Keyra said, her and Phil haven't really connected. She don't really know if she's feeling him like that, but we gonna see where it goes. I'm like, girl, you don't like nobody on the show. Keyra is not compatible with anybody on this show. Why is she on the show? So I'm like, girl, why are you even at Phil's house? Girl, why are you on the show? Anywho, Kat came, towering over everybody. Amina was like, I had to stand on my tippy toes to reach you. Kat looked good though. Go ahead, girl. So Kat was like, the party's arrived. So anyway, they asked why, things didn't work out with Amina and Phil. Amina said, I was spending all this time with him, but, I don't know if I was getting friends though, what was really happening. He was really giving me affection and physical touch like that. So, things just kind of sizzled out. And so Keyra was like, well, I'm just big on physical touch. Like, I need my man to be, sorry, y'all. I need my man to be touching up on me like that. And so Kat was like, yeah, my love language is physical touch. So, like, what was going on? What you feel? Like, why was you not touching her? Was you going through something at the time? Like, what's happening? He was like, yeah, I was going through something. It was a lot of growth period for me. And he said he had to grow in the physical touch area. And he said he was going through some things. I guess, like, maybe financially or with his job or something. Basically, he's I forgot what it was called, but independent something underwriter, insurance underwriter or something like that. So anyway, I know I said the title wrong, so y'all can correct it in the comments for me. But basically, he said when there's a lot of storms happening, he's getting good business, making money. But at the time, there's a period, not a lot of storms happening. And so he wasn't really making as much money at the time. And so I'm like, well, now you finna make a lot of money, Phil, because we got all kind of storms everywhere, okay? So Keyra was like, oh, like she was turned off, y'all. And so Keyra was like, oh, I don't know, like Phil doesn't, in her confession, she's like, Phil doesn't seem like he has any direction or like he has any path that he's walking on. It just feels like he's just walking. And I'm like, girl, just because he just explained what he was going through at the time, why he was lacking physical touch with Amina, what was going on with his job, that means he not on a path. Like, Keyra's reasoning makes no sense. And I'm still saying, girl, why are you at Phil's house and why are you on the show? So she was not feeling that. Keyra looked so uncomfortable being there. She looks uncomfortable on the show, period. So Amina said Phil wasn't liking her, wasn't touching on her. This is my theory, y'all. So I don't think Phil liked that lady. He did not like Amina. He did not like that lady. He did not like that lady. Okay. And it was giving when the black guy gets with the more thick white girl that might be a little bit slightly black adjacent. You might could take her to the cookout. And maybe he was possibly using her for money. I'm not saying he was. I'm going to say allegedly. But that's what it was giving for me with the Phil and Amina thing. But I like the fact that she was very supportive of him being in this Ready to Love process. Ultimately, she said Aries, hands down, is the one for Phil. And I agree. And he agreed. Anyway, let's get to the Gentleman's Lounge. All right, so we get to the Gentleman's Lounge. Oh, let me backtrack. Amina did ask Keyra and Kat how they feel about dating somebody with kids. Kat says she's 34. She's dated guys with kids before. It's expected as we get older. I still be trying to date guys without kids at this point, but I know eventually, sometimes I will allow a kid. We'll see what happens. So, Keyra was like, she's dated guys with kids as well, but for her, she would prefer not to date guys with kids. Phil said that was immediate, he don't know if that's a red flag, white flag, pink flag, he don't know, but that's immediately a no-go for him. He ain't messing with Keyra. And I said, I know that's right, Phil. So, he got a son, I don't blame him. All right, now let's get down to the Gentleman's Lounge. So, Maurier did come dressed in his white, okay? Him and Chris was wearing their ethnic outfits or whatever. So, Nephew Tommy's like, y'all look like y'all done been with them exes. Tell me about the date. So, Quinton talks about his date with Lee and Janelle and how Lee pulled back and he didn't like that. And Janelle's definitely more aggressive and takes control of the conversation and all that. And so, Nephew Tommy was like, well, who's still, your top? He said, Lee, he definitely still is feeling Lee. So I'm like, yeah, you definitely are going to pick Lee over Janelle. That's what it's giving. And so, but he said, Janelle, he still like Janelle as well. And so Herbert said, yeah, Janelle's a thug. He's like, yeah, she's a thug. He's like, bring your thug stuff over here. I was like, Herbert, stop playing. Now, she is a thug. We saw it down to the Instagram live when she was pulling up on Kat. She is a thug. He ain't lied about that, right? Then let's see. We had Maurier talked about his dates. And he's talking about how he had all the J's and how, the tarot cards was brought out and how everything went wrong. And now he feel like he lost 2 connections and he might just have to, make it happen with Sierra because he don't know. And so Nephew Tommy was like, okay, but Oh, Chris made a joke. He's like, well, what did the tarot card say? Everybody was laughing. And so I was like, he pulled out an amethyst, Chris. Don't worry about it. So Nephew Tommy say, well, okay, first of all, who do you feel the most connected with? Not who do you think likes you or agrees with you. And so he's like, I still do feel the most connected with Jessica. And then Chris said under his breath, yeah, don't settle for Sierra. See, he trying to get rid of Jessica. He trying to put Jessica off on Maurier. I will say, it's interesting how Maurier never complains about Jessica bringing down the strength. You know, she need to bring down the strength in the room, but Chris does. That's why I said I'm not going to put it all on Jessica. She is giving that, but, you know, Maurier don't mind it, so, hey. Who knows? Let's see. Herbert talked about his date with Janelle, how she want to adopt kids, and he want to have babies biologically, so he don't know, you know, how that's going to go. Phil talked about his dates and, you know, how he said, you know, Keyra said no kids, so he ain't feeling that. What's her name? Amina picked Aries, and so he said Aries is definitely it. He said he still connects with Kat, but you just hard to beat out Aries, basically. Okay, I think we talked about who they feel in the dates. All right, so then Nephew Tommy asked who they are. Oh, let's talk about Chris. Chris talked about the whole Jessica and Aries date, and so he said how his Jessica came in there, you know, with all the attitude, and so how the ex said Aries is definitely more soft, and Jessica, you know, came in there loud and proud, strong and wrong, and so Nephew Tommy said, well, how do you feel about Jessica now? And he's like, I basically disintegrated myself from Jessica. Everybody's like, ooh. I was like, damn, Chris is like that. Chris is no nonsense. I guess Chris said it's only going to be one top dog over here, and it's going to be me. Okay, not you, Jessica. Sheesh. So anyway, Nephew Tommy said who y'all not feeling. So Phil said he was not feeling Sierra. She definitely was giving homegirl vibes. Chris said the same thing. He also said he was not feeling Lee. He said they connected at the mixer, that he never heard from her. And so Nephew Tommy was like, why is that? She's like, well, she obviously busy. So then he was like, well, did you try to connect with her? And he's like, no, I didn't. And so I'm like, yeah, hold these men accountable, Nephew Tommy. And so he also said Keyra, she said she didn't want to date a man with kids, and that's just a no-go with him. And so Chris also said Keyra because a man didn't want to date a man with kids. Just so y'all know, a lot, and y'all probably already know this, but they are asked to share 3 names when Nephew Tommy asked them this, but they don't always show, you know, of course, they're not going to show everybody naming 3 people every time. So I was glad they showed it this time so people would have an idea of more of how the process works and what's edited out, because they do always have to say 3 names, according to what I've heard the cast members say on different panels and interviews. So I was glad they showed him saying at that time. Sierra, homegirl vibes. Keyra, you know, the whole thing with the black people, Maurier wasn't feeling that. And then Quinton brought up how she said she want to date white women. I mean, asking him if he dates white women, sorry. And then he said, I heard from the ladies that she be saying, you know, she don't, you know, she's the closest thing to the white girl, and she done dated white guys. She don't like too many white people around. I was like, oh, them ladies been talking to them men. We're going to get a lot of tea at that reunion, y'all. I already know. The reunion about to be better than this whole season, which is so sad. Anyway, so basically Keyra and Sierra are the bottom, y'all. So the ladies got to go out. I mean, the men got to take the leads out and eliminate somebody. So Chris takes out Sierra. Sierra compliments him on how young he looks and all that. He says that you need to, like, open up more, show the men more, because you're giving the homegirl vibe. She feels like she's been doing that, but she want to do more. She was cute in that outfit with that pink and then black and white boots. I couldn't tell what kind of heel the boots had, though. So, but Sierra do be giving looks. Oh, another thing. Speaking of Sierra, I don't like what Quinton said when he put Sierra in the bottom, because he was like, oh, I feel like she just, you know, looks nice to, you know, to show, like, how she looks and make a statement, but that's all she does. And I was like, okay, don't be hating on how Sierra look. And I feel like, Quinton, you're doing the same thing over here with your outfit on at the men's lounge and these glasses. You trying to show off how you look as well. So stop. I didn't like that. I'm just not seeing it for Quinton no more, y'all. I'm sorry. So, but Sierra, you already the love girl. Just continue to show more. All right. Then across town, we had Herbert take out Keyra. And Keyra, you know, both Keyra and Sierra knew what was up. They knew they was about to get eliminated, possibly. And Keyra said, you know, when she heard she had a date and she did the men just met up, she's like, oh, I know I might be going down the road. So, and you are, girl. So she said she's happy to see Herbert because she likes Herbert. Okay, so she said she gonna have her a drink. She'll get her a fridge 75. I don't think I've ever drank that drink, but I've heard of it. And so, do y'all say drink or drunk? I hope I didn't mess that up. So anyway, she said it's like a, I think she said it's gin and champagne mixed together or something. She said it's like, everybody say it's like a bougie version of gin and juice. And she's like, but whatever. I'm like, girl, you just doing it to yourself, really. And so he's like, well, the men met up at the gentleman's lounge and there were some concerns. And, you know, they're talking about how you don't really want to date a man with kids. And she's like, I feel like they just keep saying the same thing over and over again. And he was like, also there's concern about, you know, the black culture and all that. And, you know, your comfortability with all that. And she was like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm just so offended by the comment about the black culture thing. But I can understand I might have said some things that rubbed some people the wrong way. And he was like, well, ultimately, you are not ready to love. And she's like, that's totally fine. She's like, actually, I'm relieved because, you know, the feeling is mutual. She basically said, y'all didn't like me and I didn't like y'all. I didn't want to be around all y'all black folk anyway, okay? And she was like, let me go find me a white bachelor. That's what Keyra said. She didn't want to be around y'all black folk. Girl, we don't want you around here either. You are not invited to the cookout, Keyra. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye. Anyway, Keyra's not ready to love, but, you know, we wish her the best. Bye-bye. Anywho, y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I will talk to y'all soon. I'm about to go eat my dinner. Bye.